The views expressed on the Convo Lounge do not reflect the views of our current employers or our future employers.
Welcome to the Convo Lounge, everybody, with your hosts, Amir Anthony, Shar Rochelle, and your boy, Antonio Crow. Today, we have a special guest, Lucy Taylor with Project Fly LA. What up, Lucy?
Yes.
Welcome, Lucy.
Hi, guys.
Yes.
Thank you for having me.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank
So
you
we're
for being
back
here.
we're back with another episode. Do we have a question of the day?
Yes, the question of the day is, Can We Talk challenge that's been going on Instagram and all over social media. R&B singer Tank put it out there. For those that weren't born in the 80s or the 90s, Tevin Campbell, famous late 80s R&B singer, got put on by Quincy Jones. This was one of his songs. So yeah, a lot of people butchered it. You know, some people can hold the note, some people can't. I was just waiting for him to disappear and just actually like break it down for us. But you know,
I think he did kind of.
he did. Okay.
Not really mainstream, like that didn't trend, but he did definitely announce a winner.
Okay.
Oh,
Okay.
dang.
That's what's up. We're gonna have to put that in the show notes.
Well, Tevin Campbell has an amazing voice, especially when he sang that song. I think it's a classic.
Mm-hmm.
For even people that want to do challenges today. Like, I think challenges are overdone. What do you guys think?
They can be. I feel like there needs to be a statute of limitations, like 2 or 3 days on social media and then go away. But the weeks that it goes on and then people reinvent it and let's do the bridge this week. It just, and when average people get into it, when the regular people get into it, that's when I'm just like, okay, I'm over it. Like, I'm tired of hearing you guys sing off key.
What you think, Lucy?
Two things. I think they're great right now during COVID because it gives people something to do, right? You got the kids involved, you got the adults involved. The Can We Talk challenge should be Can You Sing First challenge.
Ooh,
can you sing? If you can sing, then you get to level up to Can We Talk.
Right.
You know, they're fun. And I do agree, like, they can be overbearing, like, oh, okay, we've done this 3 weeks now, guys. However, it's like, we're in COVID. What else are we doing? You know? Yeah. So I think they can be fun.
Well, shout out to Babyface for pinning that record for the great Tevin Campbell, the great Babyface for pinning.
Yeah, that's two legends right there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Babyface is amazing.
He really is.
So, all right, Lucy. So, tell us about Project Fly.
Okay, so of course, Project Fly LA. These are our colors: black, yellow, and white are our colors. Yellow standing for Oshun. Oshun is self-love. And the fly in Project Fly LA stands for First Love Yourself. So we mentor children anywhere between the ages of 5 and 17. And we work with organizations to help the kids with self-love programs. We do a lot of self-love events. So we take kids to like the Dodger games, movie premieres, actually, so they get to see the movies before everybody else does. We've partnered with Sony, Paramount, Disney, and we've taken all these kids out. We've done celebrity basketball games. It's all about surrounding them with love and making them and showing them and reminding them that no matter what their circumstances is right now, there's nothing they can't do. And it's how they feel within. So that's why the gold is so important, because it pops, it stands out, and people want to see you. It feels good. You can't be mad in yellow. Like, how are you mad in yellow?
I agree.
Yeah, I like that.
You look like a Steelers fan.
Yeah, Wu-Tang.
Oh, there you go.
I love it. Yellow is one of my favorite colors for that reason, because it's just so bright. It's fun. It's loving. You can't be mad. It's one of those colors that automatically makes you feel happy. It lifts your spirit, your energy, and your mood.
Yes.
But I think it's important that you all are instilling self-love in children at such a young age, because we live in an era now where for adults, we're practicing and preaching self-love, self-care, but to get the message to our youth early, I feel like will prevent a lot of error, dysfunction, and trauma later on in life. I feel like self-love is the core to living a fruitful and a whole life.
Yes, yes, it's so important, especially with the bullying going on when the kids, were in school, are in school, half in school now. Social media can eat them up. It's so like, true. Not only are you hearing it, you're seeing it. And then it's been screenshotted, it's being sent. Like, you got kids 5 and 7 years old committing suicide because someone at school said something. Now 20 other people are saying it. And now little Johnny is saying, and my mom even said, like, you don't have enough self-love within yourself to know that those are just words. So we teach them how to handle their anger, how to make it be known, like a safe word. Like, okay, that's enough. I can't do this, and being able to talk to the teachers and their parents, and it's okay. Because some parents can also make it hard to teach them too, to be honest with you. So I always do this little heart, like, I can do the kids all day, but I need the parents or the foster parents or the people around them to help me create that self-love. Because you can come to me, spend a whole day, feel amazing with all my volunteers and everyone, you just feel great, get home, and now you're tore down again.
Yeah.
So what I did in 6 hours is gone. So I need the parents and the community to uplift these kids too. I had to talk to my daughter's teacher recently. We had a conference, and she kept saying, her issue. And so at the end of the conversation, I emailed her and I said, why don't you say her challenge? Because my daughter's not an issue. She has a challenge. She has ADHD. She has a challenge you can overcome. And I actually learned that at a retreat from a young lady named Onyi. And she said, you can overcome any challenge. But when you're being taught you're an issue or you're bad or you came up on this side of town, so what are you going to be in life? You believe that. Yeah. I can only go so far because the community said I can only go so far. So we're here to instill something different and let them know they can work with us. We actually mentor the kids to come volunteer for us at the events, and that even feels just as good as coming to an event. So
because it's like a twofold.
Mascara like 10 times. A young lady called me. Her sister just got her kids back from social services, has no money. She has a mental illness that they're definitely working on, just got in a car accident, and she has nothing for her children. So her sister was asking, can we help them? Mind you, her sister, I gave a computer to her son when I was in the hospital dying from COVID.
Whoa.
I had my volunteers out there. I was on oxygen, making phone calls, get them those brand new computers, because what people didn't understand, if a child's computer went down, the school wasn't replacing them. Half the kids didn't have computers. So I got a grant and bought computers for 15 different children. And so when the mom called me, I'm like, it was God's reminder, you're still here. Now you're on here, you're not feeling well. I lived through it. They almost lost me. I was in the hospital for a few weeks.
Wow.
Ta-da.
Praise God.
That's a testimony right there.
Her sister. So I'm like, you can't do this. Call me after the interview. I'm like, mascara's running down my face. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna take care of her. Stop.
Yeah. That's a testimony.
I love that.
That is a super testimony. So Lucy, looking at, Project Fly LA's mission statement, I'll let you take the lead on that, on what it is for our listeners, because I really appreciate your mission statement.
Our mission statement is beautiful. However, I go with giving children their wings back, to sum it all up. What do you do? I give children their wings back.
Yeah.
No matter what, no matter where you've been, no matter what you've been through, I have a testimony that runs probably all the way to the Bay. I'll pick you up. We'll go to New York and we'll go all around the world. The reason why I wear hearing aids, I was abused as a child by my stepfather. So I'm 90% deaf, can't hear without them, but that doesn't stop me. There's many a times it did, but it won't.
Yeah.
So the testimony itself is why I can relate to these children, why I understand being homeless, not having anywhere to go, or wanting to commit suicide. I shot myself in 1991, still here, you know, with depression, even after COVID. Now, I couldn't think. I couldn't figure out on a piece of paper an elephant, a lion, and I think it was a tiger, something else. The infectious disease doctor was like, what is this? I didn't know. So there's nothing we can't overcome. I just want to help the kids, as you said earlier, help them early. So they're not in their 80s talking about, I never just said this. I never lived to my full potential. I never believed in myself because nobody believed in me.
Yeah. Yeah, how it's so important to have that. And I really appreciate the work that you do. I had the chance to look at your website, and it's just amazing that your mission statement alone is really empowering for a lot of young children. And I feel with this generation that's up and coming, I believe it's Generation Z, but it's so important that you're really hands-on, right? And the fact that you're saying, giving them their wings back, you want them to fly and become what they want to become. And I really appreciate the fact that you're doing that, because growing up, you know, I was blessed to have a 2-parent household, and my father used sports as a mechanism to help children like the ones that you're helping. So does your organization help or connect with any sports organizations by any chance, or do anything within the community that ties around with sports?
Besides taking them to like the baseball games, the basketball games, we just connected with a organization over my last event, Yala, and they want to talk. They're actually based out of the San Fernando Valley. We will be looking into getting them scholarships to be able to play sports.
Nice.
So 2022 has a whole new twist, even with the hearing aids. A lot of the insurances don't cover hearing aids. A lot of children who need hearing aids can help them. So we're going to open up that realm too. So to answer your question, it's up and coming.
I love it.
And we definitely look forward to that because we want them to be healthy. We've taught kids yoga way before anybody else was, you know, doing the mantras and all this stuff that sometimes is just for social media. We've been doing this because it's so important, you know, and that they're outside and they're active.
Yeah, that's the most important thing. Yeah, that's the most important thing, is to keep them active for sure.
And letting kids be kids again. I feel like this generation, or not this generation, as like our generation, rather, like our generation has lost the touch of letting kids just be their young, innocent, explorative selves.
Yes, that is so true. Even just going outside, they're like, for what? Go outside for what? Go outside and play with your friend.
Right.
Or he can come over and play PlayStation 5 or Xbox, or no, just get them outside. And when you take the kids to the park, they go crazy. You have a basketball in their hands, let them get on the swings. They go have a skateboard. They go crazy. And they have so much fun. But the parents have to get off their phone and take their kids to the park. Foster parents, the community leaders, like, we have to make the effort too. You know what I mean? Because these kids will only do what we allow them to do at times.
Very true.
So we're responsible too. Them, us.
Yeah, I like your example of the heart, right?
Yeah.
And once upon a time, I was a therapist for children with autism, and the greatest therapist was the parents. Like, you can take your child for therapy, but if you're not mirroring some of the therapy at home, then the child has a less advantage in development. So, but it's hard. It's hard for the parents nowadays. There's so much going on. Life is hard. It's difficult. What support does the parents get today? And that's not a question to you, but in general, like, parents, parents need just as much support as the children today.
Absolutely. The parents have to know that it's okay, that self-love, to get support. What happens is so much money, grants don't get used in the community because the parents don't want to fill out the paperwork. They don't want to be bothered, or they have to work and they can't come at 10 o'clock for that appointment. So you have to be able to and want to go that extra mile to get that support for you and your child. A lot of the people, they feel shame, like, oh, we're in therapy. Oh, that's a bad thing. Or, oh, girl, he's fine. He's just like his dad. You don't like his dad. And you don't like how his dad treats you. That's what you don't like, is you don't like how he treats you. So why would you want that to continue in your child? We have to take responsibility and accountability and take care of ourselves. It's like, enough with the excuses. If you go to the mall and buy the Jordans and the purses and the everything else, right? Or you can sit on your couch and do nothing that day, you could have searched for a therapist, a free therapist. You could have gotten help. So it's like, we got to do the work, and we have to encourage our friends to do the work. We have to encourage, if you know a friend that's struggling with depression, talk to her. If you don't want to be there for her, it's too much energy and it's too draining, send her some links, send her some help. You know what I'm saying? We're accountable for each other. That's how it was back in the day. You'd get in trouble from the neighbor 6 doors down and would be on restriction at home based on what that neighbor said 6 doors down. Now we don't care. Why? Because we're in our phone. Did TMZ say it? Did Shade Room say it? Who said it? And then honestly, there's times that parents, foster parents, get mad that the organizations like Project Fly, we're not giving out enough. We're not doing enough. It's Christmas. They'll call and say, well, do you have bikes? No, I don't have bikes. All right, cool, bye. They came to my events and have asked, so when are you giving out gift cards? We don't give out gift cards. I knew I shouldn't have came.
Wow.
Entitled.
And you have no idea that I did all the driving to come to make this happen. And this is your response. But until you're grateful for your own life, I can't imagine you being grateful for us.
Wow.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's a word.
Well, it just goes to show you the state and climate this generation is in. Also with the parents. With that being said, because it definitely takes a village, do you have parents or guardians or foster parents that also donate their time to work with the children that you have? Okay.
Yes, we do have parents that come in. We do have parents that do a lot of donating, which is dope. Because that in itself means everything. Even if the only thing you can do is send in a donation, right now, every single dollar is used. We don't have overhead right now. We don't have a lot of things that we have to cover. Every single dollar is going back into the community. So yes, we do. And even people that don't have kids are helping, you know, so it makes such a difference. And again, not to blame the parents, because I don't want anyone to ever be offended by something I'm saying. This is a society thing. This is how we were raised, because our mothers did get help or our grandmothers did get help. We don't think we should get help. We're having to undo generational curses. Hey, you're homeless right now. You're houseless right now. You're still a good person. This is temporary if you want it to be. It's temporary. I was houseless. My mother told me, I'm taking your sisters over here to the man that used to molest you. We're going over here. What are you going to do? I was 14. My friends thought that I could just spend the night whenever I wanted to. They thought I was just one of those little girls that just could go. No, there was times I slept outside. So I know if I can make it after everything I've been through, you can too. And I believe in the parents. I believe in the children. We just got to work together.
That's awesome. That's awesome. We started talking about love. The Convo Lounge, did we ever do a show about love?
Yes, we did. It was one of our first episodes.
Right. And when you started talking about love, yourself, I immediately thought about the beginning of Miseducation of Lauryn Hill and the skit about love. I think we don't talk about love enough. I think, and love is not like, for example, KRS-One had "Love's Gonna Get You." So, you know, I love my car, I love my house. That's material, you know, that can go away today. But the love for humanity, the love for each other, like we don't talk about that enough. The love for family, we don't talk about that enough. Even though families have conflicts, you know, you still love them, but you know, we don't talk about love enough. And so what part of love yourself first? Like how do you mention that during your mentorship? How is that presented on an ongoing basis?
So we had an event at Diego High School, and I asked the kids, we did a self-love hour. And one of the things, every kid had to stand up and tell me what they loved about themselves. 70% of the room was like, I don't know. So then I went to their peers and asked them, what did they love about that person? And as they were feeding into them, they were smiling. They were like, shut up. Like, no, keep saying it. Yeah. Now, again, you put that shirt on, those shoes on, your hair's cute. Tell me what's your favorite thing about yourself. And at the end of that, they all said something. Yeah, so we iterated by having them speak it with them. It's so important because if you don't believe it, how's anybody else around going to believe it? How are you going to attract the things that you want? So, and you have to be so fulfilled with that, with confidence, not ego, confidence that no matter what anyone says to you, even if it hurts, you're going to keep going. You have to be unstoppable in this world. You do, even when you fall, and have friends that you can lean on. And if you don't have friends, a therapist you can lean on, another organization you can lean on. Absolutely. Someone in your family, or if you don't have family, make a family. It's so important.
It is. So, you know, adding to that, does your organization also help some of the I know your age ranges go up to teenagers, right? So do you guys also assist with some of the younger teens with like helping them out with certain soft skills that they can use or that can develop them into the real world type of scenarios? Do you guys work with them on that as well?
Yes. So the goal for Project Fly is to have a community center that has and affords the kids different type of trades. Not all children are meant to go to college. However, if you're taught a skill that you love, then you're going to go out in the world and feel even more confident about yourself. So what if I just go get my 8-year degree? I'm knowledgeable in this. I make these. This is what I'm good at. And this makes me happy.
Yeah.
You can have any job in the world and be miserable. You can make all the money and be miserable. But Project Fly LA community centers will be all about loving yourself in your career, to answer your question, to give you the skills, not only for therapy, but how to be in the world. And maybe that kid that didn't think they were going to go to college at the end of their time with us, now they are. But they've picked up either DJing, construction, like they've picked up other things, print design, web design, they've picked up other skills. And it's not just about my organization. I work with other organizations too. It's connecting the dots. Nice. Maybe I don't offer something you need. Yeah. Okay, well, such and such does, such and such does. It's all about their growth. It's not just about one thing. It's about everything.
It's all about community.
Yes.
We got to be the spider web for each individual.
Yes. And that in itself is love. If I'm loving on all of the organizations and I'm not like, oh, this is awful. No, I would never go there. You should just stick with us.
Yeah.
I sat at an event with a bunch of ladies who wanted to start a nonprofit. And we went to an event about empowering women. Those group of 10 women tore down that event. They're like, so what do you all think? And I listened, because I was the last one to speak, to every single one of them say how they could have done better. And I'm like, okay, they're like, so Lucy, what do you think? You've been doing this. I said, okay, so I think we're wrong. And I say we because I'm sitting at this table. None of us should be criticizing the efforts of someone else trying to do something good in the community. Take what you like from this and leave everything else alone. What did you gain from this? And that's how we have to be, even in business. Someone opens up a shop right next to you, so what? You have your product, they have their product.
Right.
Build together. Like, oh, I don't have that size, but they have it right next door. Why not? That's how we win. That's how they did back in the day.
Oh yeah.
What I want to bring back is that community that truly cared from back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
It's really essential. It's really important, especially as we're continuously, like, step by step, slowly coming out of what we've been going through since 2020, especially with the social injustice going on in our communities as well. I really feel like it's super important to really be hands-on with the youth to help them out in these scenarios. So I really appreciate the work that you do. It really brings joy to my heart to hear that you're helping out young children, because working in the space of education, I feel like that's the part that skips in their life, is that they don't have that. And then they're thrown into the fire, whether it's in the workplace, whether it's going to community college or going to a four-year institution. They're left behind in situations because they weren't given those soft skills or the love to help gratify them, to put them on the pedestal that they need to be on. So I really appreciate that. That brings joy to my heart that you're doing that.
Yes.
It doesn't take a lot to make me smile. Yeah, most definitely.
Lucy, I have a question. Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead, Shar.
Okay, so I have a question. You've given us tidbits on your own personal journey, your own personal testimony. What was the genesis of you answering the calling to start Project Fly LA?
So I've always taken my kids out to feed the homeless, always. Like, we grab stuff from the house, we'll make sandwiches. It's just always been in me. My mother was a drug addict. So my life, I took care of her. Took in my sister in her junior and high school years and raised her. It's just always been in me. I've always wanted to be helpful because I didn't have any help. It was me. I wrote years ago that I wanted to be a pastor, and I wanted to tell people how good God was. It wasn't necessarily about the Bible. It was just about how good his energy was and how good he is.
Yes.
And I've always felt like, as long as you're a good person, that's all it's about. God said, be a good person. If you're a good person, what else can happen? And mind you, I haven't always been a good person. So I've grown into this. I feel like I'm a Project Fly LA kid. I was that kid that has gone through anything and everything, who has done anything and everything. And I'm the product. I'm the end result. So, and still perfecting her, because she's not perfect. You know,
it's about progression, not perfection. That's what I would say.
I don't know, I've always been this way. And I'm not going to say helping people hasn't been hurtful in friendships and relationships. It's been forever, to be honest with you. I remember my sister, I could say my sister was the catalyst, because when I heard what she was going through with my mother, I immediately went over there. I'm like 26, 27 years old. I'm young. I go get her because I didn't want her to go through what I went through. And I'm like, I don't know what I'm gonna do with a teenager. I'm a fucking kid. I didn't know. Young adult. I get her, and it's like, let's just figure this out. Because I didn't want her to feel any of the pain I felt.
Yeah.
So I would say my sister, crazy.
Thank you for making love tangible. Thank you for making God's love tangible. I was, not to go out on my rant or get on my soapbox, but one of the things I feel the church is lacking is making love tangible when God is love. Like, the church will preach about everything else, stewardship, sin, and all these rules and regulations, but we never make the love of God accessible to people. And I feel like that's where the church is missing the mark. So, and in my eyes, Lucy, you are a pastor, you are an angel. So thank you for that.
Absolutely.
Oh my God, don't make me cry. The little girl just said that to me on the phone, the one I'm going to help.
Yeah.
Confirmation.
Like,
You own it.
An angel with the human form.
Yeah.
Yes.
Stop it. I gotta go.
Let's continue this love thing, because 1 Corinthians 13, the love chapter, love is patient, love is kind, love is not puffed up, love does not envy itself. Like love is amazing. You know what I mean? It's amazing.
It
Love
is. A lot of people take that scripture, and if they don't meet that scripture, they feel like they don't know love, or you didn't love me. But God's ultimate love is unconditional. God's ultimate love doesn't say stay where you are and keep hurting people. He says, come out of that. Come on, I'm waiting for you. Come on. It's okay to be okay. It's okay to apologize and grow in love.
Yeah.
You don't have to perfect that one particular scripture to know that you're loved.
True.
Or loved. Because I've been jealous. I've been all those things, and I still love, you know? So I think that's just a little tidbit to give us what it should feel like and what you can grow to be like.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Real time.
Love.
I had an opportunity to volunteer with Lucy once upon a time.
Yes, he did. He did. Tori is a good guy. He really is a good friend, family to my family. And you did. I think we did the homeless outside in downtown LA, Skid Row.
Yeah.
Yep. And we fed, I want to say 200 people that day. It got really rough. My youngest daughter was out there, and one of the homeless, our houseless friends got really aggressive. The police had to come, and my daughter panicked. And in that moment, I'm like, okay, there's a table in between you and them. Did they do anything to you? Did they touch you? No. And she was panicking, crying. And I'm like, we're here to serve. Are you okay? Are they okay? Yes, it's okay. So do what you're here to do. She turned around, the next person came up, or one of our houseless friends, and they were like, I want 3 of those. And she's like, nope, you get one. And put it on the plate. Like, that's it. And that turned it around in that moment where she had a challenge. Like, did they hurt you? Are you hurting them? Then we're here to do the work. Let's do the work.
Yeah.
All right.
That's what we got to instill in them.
Yeah. And Lucy, you know, one thing I wanted to add or ask you, and I'm going to drop a Malcolm X quote. Education is the passport to the future, for tomorrow belongs for those who prepare for it today. Are you working on opportunities to help children with scholarships, whether it be, you know, at the community college level or the 4-year? Are you guys working on those opportunities as well? Because we know funding for college is really challenging for a lot of young children that come from inner cities where they may not qualify for aid. Our student loans is something that we do a lot in our communities, and we take too many loans out. And we already know that this current administration is already not looking to take care of student loans, right? So we know they're going to continue to accumulate and add interest. So are you guys working on things like that within your organization as well?
Yes, I actually am on the police board with the Santa Monica Police Department for their nonprofit. So I actually assist in the interviews for kids to get grants to go to college, even to help out with some of their supplies. I've also given back to like application fees, because sometimes even when the kids get to apply and it's like $75, $125, and their mom's like, I just bought groceries, I can't do that.
Right.
And the ball gets dropped.
Yeah.
So those little things, just those little things, helping with the interviews, helping with the papers, the application fees, that's what we've already done, but it'll grow even further from that, because I'd like the kids to be able to get grants to pay for school along the way. However, that's when they need their participation. That's when discipline comes in, because you can be handed everything, but what are you going to do with that? Or do you appreciate it? Are you grateful for it? Did you work for it? You know, they got to do their part too. The kids have to do their part too.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
There's
so
more skin
yes,
in the game when you work for it.
up and coming, yes, we're open for everything. Financial literacy, it's so important. Managing your checkbook, knowing the loans you're taking out, making those little payments while you're in school, so that way you're bringing it down, because as soon as you get out, my 2 kids got out of college, and their loans were $14,000. I got a Parent Plus loan for Tierra and for Chasen. As soon as they stopped school, it was $24,000. I had $48,000 that I just paid off a couple years ago in debt, just like that. The interest, just like that. But if these kids learn that they could take from their little jobs, or what the money that they get every 3 months, the little, $3,000, $4,000, start paying on your loans. You can come out of it, but yes, to answer your question, I will go on and on. To answer your question,
Yes, I
we're
love
down
it.
for it all, and we will be doing it all.
Yeah, no, it really means a lot to me, because I come across it so often where a lot of, inner city kids are just kids that are growing up in certain communities where, unfortunately, they have to leave their institution because they don't have the funding, and they end up going back home where they probably end up in a trap that they wanted to leave from to make themselves better. So I really appreciate the fact that you're helping them, not only with the soft skills, but to prepare them in college and help them, whether it's funding for books or helping them pay for, because I'll be honest with you, certain institutions, that price per unit is really pricey. That price tag accumulates after a while. So you're looking at
going up too. Keep going up.
Yeah, a lot of institutions are increasing even in the age of what we're going through right now. So I really appreciate the fact that you're doing it, because I see it often, and my heart goes out to all of those young children who are going through those things. And I hope there's a way to kind of just bring them back. And yes, school isn't for everybody, but I always feel like community college is always the right step to help them mature. Because you're 17 years old, you don't know yet, you don't know.
Absolutely. And the community colleges actually help you bring in less debt.
Yes.
All your D's out of the way, knock all of those out,
yes.
And then you can figure out what you want to do.
Yes.
What Shar mentioned earlier about the spider web, imagine if when you were in college, having a class, say with Project Fly LA, that brought a group of people in, kids, students, to fill out a grant application, and we all did it together. Versus you sitting with your computer in your room, you're bored, you really want to go eat with your friends. But if you come to us within this time frame, we're all going to fill out this application. We're all going to send it in. I just need an hour of your time.
Yeah.
How many
That's so
more
important.
would you come to?
That's so important. I applaud that, because a lot of students don't know how to fill out those simple things. They look at that and they freeze. They don't, and even with the skills with learning how to use a computer, just certain things you just don't, there aren't, certain students don't know how to comprehend at a certain level, and it's okay. But what happens is they're thrown into the fire amongst their peers, and then they're looked at as, a weak link amongst a group of individuals that are achieving already what they need to do to succeed. So I really appreciate the fact that you take time to do that, because those little intricacies are so important.
So let me just chime in on that, the grant writing process. Once upon a time, I was a therapist for the Project Fatherhood, and just the fact that you said that one day, or what if you could bring a grant writing team to a bunch of children, and mainly grants are based on interest. So if you don't have any interest, you probably won't know about grants. But if we could educate kids on the use of grants, on the benefits of grants at a young age, I would even say as young as a senior in high school, because most of us are operating like in high school, K through 12. Most of us have operated on a grant, because you got the other secondary, the non-traditional high school. That's a grant. What did you call it? What was that high school? What we call those high schools? The non-traditional high schools.
Like a preparatory school?
Charter schools.
That's all grants. Yeah.
Charter schools are grants. So what if I attended a charter school as a 12th grader, I learned how my school was established?
Yep.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It's impactful. It is impactful for sure. Because I think a lot of times too is that the youth, especially today's youth, they depend too much on, for instance, their athleticism. They depend too heavily on those skills, right? But they don't look at the opportunity of, I can learn a lot about tech. Tech is a huge thing, right? And we need more children who come from the communities that you serve to learn more about tech. Coding is a huge popular thing, right? All of us can be doctors, lawyers, we can be teachers, we can be educators, we can also educate in the classroom through technology, right? Building applications, because I feel like that's the wave of where we're headed. That traditional classroom is no longer going to be the same, right? So I appreciate and applaud the fact that you're helping writing grants to have access to technology. I had the benefit of having technology in all the schools that I went through from K through 12. So me having technology in front of me, I've always been advanced to know how to work certain things, but there is a lot of children who don't know that. Even the soft skill of preparing a resume, how to communicate in an interview, learning some of those interpersonal skills, because a lot of us may be shy depending on the background or what we have been through. So they are put in a situation where they got to come out of the shadows to do what's necessary to help them develop. So, I love the fact that the wing is your logo, though. That means so much to me. I love it. It's like you think of logos, the first logo that comes to mind is the Jordan logo. You think of logo.
Oh, yeah.
It's so empowering, right? And then when I see your logo, I'm like, that's like even more empowering, right? To have wings, to fly from the situation that you're from. I just really appreciate that you're doing that.
From flying and running. We're not running from nothing. We're
not running. That's right. That's right. Yeah.
I always dream about flying sometimes. I'll be dreaming about flying.
You should look that up. You should do a dream interpretation of what that means. It means something.
Yeah.
Yes.
In your subconscious.
Yeah, that's true.
So what's up and coming for Project Fly? Upcoming for the new year 2022. What is next?
Okay, so next year we will be looking for funding to open up the community center.
Okay.
We'll be looking into grants. A lot of the commercial spaces, believe it or not, will donate their space. Right now, I know we're coming out of COVID, so I'm realistically looking at like a 2023 open. And then just doing the events throughout the year, marking out our plan for the community center, and just developing our relationships. We have tons of events during the year. We just did our first back to the movies premiere for Spider-Man.
Oh,
and we filled out, I think the theater was like 263 or 283 kids that came, and like maybe 40 people from Sony, but it was packed. The families came, they got their popcorn, their drinks. I do a red carpet for the kids. A lot of the kids that are houseless, I take their picture because they can't take things back. But they can take that Polaroid picture of them on the red carpet, having a good time with their friends.
Yeah.
So between events and just plugging away, being that Spider-Man, that spider web that Shar mentioned, like connecting the dots. So you guys will definitely know what we have up and coming, so you can let it be known.
Almost definitely.
For sure. And let us know what we as hosts of the Convo Lounge, our listeners, can do to support you all. Absolutely. To help your mission. We're all very mission-based. I can say me personally, just based on my own upbringing, I've always been very mission-based because I've not always had it. And if it wasn't for the community, I would not be where I am today. So I'm very aware of how impactful resources are to individuals. So please let us know how we can support and contribute to your cause.
Awesome. And if you guys ever have any kids or a family that's in need, if I don't know about it or I can't find it, I'll find it. If it's not through Project Fly, it doesn't matter what city it's in.
Nice.
I got you.
I do have a question. How did you all sustain, and what did you all do to sustain through the pandemic? I know that you mentioned that you were sick, you were hospitalized, but how did you were still able to give resources to the community? So what were some of the things?
Grocery shopping.
Okay.
We did grocery shopping for the elders. We did Target runs, grocery runs for the parents. So if we needed groceries, which we all did, not only did we do gift cards, I actually went shopping, and I would take groceries to families.
Nice.
So yeah, because we couldn't all hang out. And then especially after I had COVID, I was paranoid. I would break down crying of how I was going to do this again. Not about my regular job, not about my 9 to 6. How was I going to do Project Fly LA and be around so many people again? It was a true paranoia, a true depression. Even, and this is just keeping it 100, almost thought about committing suicide.
Wow.
Because it was so overpowering to not be able to go back and do what I did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was almost crippling. But again, therapy.
Yeah.
Therapy. I got a purpose. I got things to do.
That's right.
Yes.
And that little COVID, okay, I didn't remember some stuff. Okay, I still don't remember some stuff. All right.
Yeah.
Now what? Deal with it. You know what I mean? Like, I have no idea what I was just about to say, but hey, what's next?
And, you know, Lucy, when I'm hearing your story, what I see is a servant leader.
Yes.
And you are a servant leader. You know, I know that word gets tossed around, you know, but to hear your story and all the things that you have endured and encountered in your lifetime, you do have a purpose, and servant leadership is like what I see. But what does servant leadership mean to you?
Oh my God. It's servant and leadership means you care. I'm gonna cry. It means you care.
Tears are
It
safe
takes a lot to be a leader.
Yeah.
It takes a lot to take people under your wings and say, we're gonna do this. It means you believe in your team. It means you love yourself and believe in yourself that you know you can do this with the help of them. So serving and leadership means you care. That's it. And I think I saw in the chat, what's my buzzword? My buzzword would be fly. First, love yourself. Let's go. Let's go. What are you going to do? I'm going to fly.
Yeah.
What are you going to do?
Yeah, I love it.
You're going to stay stagnant, you're going to fly. Where are we going? Where are we going?
Right.
I understand where we're at, but where are we going?
Exactly.
Yes.
Lucy, you are my people. I'm so grateful that I was able to push through and speak with you today.
For real.
Yes. So please pray to your ancestors that they bring out all of the community warriors to assist not only me, but all the nonprofits that are truly doing the work. Because it's not about having a profit, it's about giving back.
Right.
It really is. It really is.
It really is. It starts off at the grassroots level and how that can develop. And it's like when you plant those seeds and where they blossom into, right? And then they fly. It's like the daffodils that fly off during the springtime, and they're flying. You don't know where they're going, but they're gonna land somewhere magical, right? So I do appreciate that. So before we always close out, we always like to do like what we call sound off, right?
I thought we were about to do a challenge. Jesus Christ.
Oh gosh.
I can't hold no. I need some more lemon-tea to do that. But
we talk.
No, Tori, no.
No.
We will lose all of our listeners if I even attempted. Can we talk?
No. But our sound off is usually a segment that we do before the close of the show, before we do our last minute shout outs and what we can follow, and we'll make sure that we have everything on what Project Fly is doing. But we like to do a sound off. It's the holiday season, so you can feel free to have a theme for what that is. But this is a time to just kind of, hey, this is what I want to sound off on. And if you don't pick one, that's okay too.
I want to sound off love for all my friends, family, for everyone. I want to sound off love, And even if you can't stand love right now, you love not standing love right now. So
I receive it.
let's have it. Let's do it. In 2022, let go of that toxic stuff.
Yeah.
Even if it's you.
Yes.
Even if it's you. We
Say
can't
that
keep
again.
blaming our families. We
Hold
can't
on,
keep blaming
Lucy.
our circumstances.
Say that
Even
again.
if it's you.
Say that again.
Okay.
One more time for the people in the back.
Even if it's.
Because it always starts with.
Yes. That's a good therapist. People want to get into therapy to blame others. Yep. Honey, it's you.
Yeah.
Right.
Why are you around it? So love and getting rid of toxicity for 2022.
All right.
That's a mic drop.
That is. I think that might be the sound off collective for the entire lounge. I don't know.
Right.
The thing I would add to that too is, with the holiday season and coming to a close, with this year and all that's happened from 2020 to 2021, what I would like to say on my sound off is take time to give someone a call, a loved one a call, check on your loved ones, whether it's through FaceTime or Zoom, take advantage of that. People get caught up in the holiday time that I got to get gifts, I got to get this, I got to get that. No, what you need to do is just give a call, check on your friends, check on your family, see how everybody is doing. It's the quality time that means the most. So don't get caught up into the holiday shopping, y'all. It's a lot of stuff going on. Be safe. You've seen a lot of news reports in certain cities across the country where people are just being careless and, breaking into cars or doing whatever it is and are going into retail stores and being careless. So it's all about the gifts or buying the PlayStations and spending hundreds and hundreds of dollars for kids. It's about spending quality time with your loved ones and those that you care for the most. So I'm just asking that everyone be safe, and the gift should be the gift of giving, which is love, which is a continuous thing. So that's my sound off. Don't get caught up into the holiday shopping, y'all. It's overrated.
Yeah. And Shar, I need you to get some honey. Some honey.
Yes, I have some.
Spoonfuls of honey, and pray on that honey of all the goodness you want to offer the world. Get that in your throat. Get that in your soul. Pray over the honey just for you.
Thank you.
That's about you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yep.
Thank you.
Yes. Tori, what's your sound off today, sir?
Oh, sound off. You just disrespecting my whole Antonio Crow, but I love you.
I love her for it. I love her. I'm over here like rejoicing on the inside. Harlem shaking on the inside.
Got him.
Hey.
Got him.
Anyway, love, I love the fact that I was able to be on this show today with Lucy. And it's a long history there. So, building bridges that are unbreakable. I think sometimes bridges can break down, but if we open our minds and our hearts, we see value in loving one another, right? Unconditionally, right? And I see what Project Fly is, a selfless effort to support the community. But it takes a person to identify why it's important. So you do a self assessment and you see the value in that, and that's helping so many families and so many communities. So my sound off is a salute to Project Fly LA and a salute to Lucy.
I'm on Oprah. That's it.
What? Well, I thought you was cleaning your eyeliner or something. Are you over there crying?
Yes.
Oh wow. Aww. That's what's up. Building bridges.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. I'm gonna see you today, right?
Shar, you got a sound off?
Yeah, that's a great sound off.
Yeah, my sound off is basically just with everything that's going on in the world, with COVID and the new variants, Omicron, just make sure that you know your status. If you don't want to get vaccinated, if you are vaccinated, make sure that you're testing regularly. It's free. I'm currently dealing with COVID right now and doing my part, staying at home, resting, hydrated, It was a little jarring at first. It took me some time to process it because I am fully vaccinated. But I'm grateful. I'm grateful because I had very mild symptoms. And my symptoms that were severe left very quickly. I'm grateful that I have the resources to keep my immune system strong. But my only sound off is just know your status, especially before you get around large groups of people, before you go to work. Because we could manage this outside of the government if we were very selfless in our actions. So that's my little plea to the world.
Well, on behalf of the rest of the collective here, we wish you nothing but the best, my friend, and speedy recovery.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Love all the way home where you are. Continue to drink those fluids. I'll be checking in on you throughout the week to make sure you're good in the week.
Thank you.
Yes. All right. So, Lucy, tell the folk, tell the people, tell the loungers, where can they follow you, where they can support. And we'll make sure we drop it in the show notes as well. But yes, the floor is yours.
Okay, so Instagram, we're actually redoing the page right now. Instagram at Project Fly LA, Facebook at Project Fly LA, Twitter as well, Project Fly LA, and then our website, www.projectflyla.org.
Awesome.
Hit us up. There's a donation button. There's if you want to volunteer. I definitely like to work with the volunteers on what they like to do, because I need you to be happy when you volunteer. So,
yeah.
I don't want you doing something you don't want to do, because I need the love around the room.
That's your automatic requirement.
Exactly. So Instagram, of course, you can check out when our events are happening, when things are happening. You can also purchase a hoodie for a donation of $45, and we will ship that to you. I would love to have these all around the world so people just feel good. And they're soft, they're comfy, and it's hoodie season.
Yes,
but
yes,
feel good, and they have to explain, because people will ask, what does that stand for? Oh, it's Project First Love Yourself.
I love that.
So, yes.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
I got to make sure I grab me up one so I can rock it out here in the Bay.
I have gray coming and the yellow. A lot of the guys like gray.
Yes.
So I did gray too.
See?
I'm
guilty of the gray.
I was like, say you have gray too. So yeah, we have gray and yellow. It's actually called gold. So gray and gold. But you guys, thank you. This is enough. Putting the word out, and how my day started before you, and my Baba had his on today. So I felt great about that. This is just an amazing day. Thank you. Thank you.
No worries. This is a testament that you are doing great work. This is just another friendly reminder to let you know not to stop, stay on course, because you're changing lives.
Okay. Just get all the tissue.
Grab it, because I'm gonna add more to that. The great John Lewis said, Representative, great civil rights leader John Lewis, you getting in good trouble over there. So I like that good trouble you get into over there. Keep doing that good work. You can follow me at The Prosperous One on IG. That's all I got.
Yes.
_prosperous_1 at IG, and of course on the Convo Lounge. And for the rest of y'all, Shar, Antonio.
You can follow. Oh yes. You can follow me at Shar.Rochelle or at Shar Cookie Jar.
And you can follow me at Antonio Crow Clothing on Instagram and on the Convo Lounge as well.
All right. Well, we appreciate it. I'm going to close it out with just a scripture real quick.
Okay, come on.
Right.
I will instruct you and teach you in the way you should go, and I will guide you with my eye. That's all I'm going to leave y'all with. Y'all be well. Hope you guys enjoy the Christmas holiday, Kwanzaa, Hanukkah, all of it. Enjoy, y'all. Much love. Peace.
Yeah. Peace. Peace.